Well, good morning and welcome back to the channel. This morning you joined me on quite an unusual event down here in Ramsgate. It snowed all day yesterday and it probably snowed pretty much most of the night, and we've got a nice cover in this morning, which I say doesn't happen very often down here on the coast. So this morning I thought I'd tog up and head out down and have a walk down to my local park and just see what kind of images we might be able to get. I've taken one or two along the way so far, and I'm now just wandering around the park, as you can see, just trying to find an image or two. So let's see if we can find one. I come across this first image here of this tree. Now you'll forgive me, I'm no tree expert, but it's quite a nice tree, quite a nice shape. And what I've done is I've got the camera really low to the ground with a wide angle 17mm lens on, just to try and stretch the tree out and exaggerate the perspective of it. Got down really low towards the base and kind of angling the camera up and using the distortion of the lens to exaggerate the height of the tree. Because I'm only using the one camera, I can't remember the settings. I think it was ISO 1600 f4, and it was about 1/40th of a second, if my memory serves me correct. But whatever, I'll put the information up on the screen for you. Just wandering along now, and I'd forgotten about this old boy. I don't know who done it, but it was someone that's pretty handy with a chainsaw. I managed to carve this soldier out of the tree stump. Pretty impressive. Quite a talent. Well, for those that haven't shot in snow before, one thing to bear in mind is the snow can obviously throw your camera's metering system off, because the metering system will try and expose to make everything like an 18% grey to get the correct exposure. Now, with the majority of the scene being white, as you can see here, it's obviously going to try and turn all this white into 18% grey. So when you put your meter to 0 like you ordinarily would do, it's actually going to underexpose the scene because it's trying to make that 18% grey and not pure white. So if you had the facility to bring your histogram up, I would ignore your inbuilt camera and metering system and use your histogram more. And as a general rule of thumb, you kind of tend to overexpose the scene by sort of 1.5 stops. But that's just a general rule. You normally want to overexpose the scene slightly in order to make the snow nice and white. Well, I've come across this building here at Ellington Park in Ramsgate, and I believe this is the building that houses some of the engines for this kind of, it's not a model railway, it's a miniature railway, and there's this whole track here that runs a little circuit around the park here that operates sometimes in the summer or when there's fetes and fairs on at the park here. And I'm just playing around with depth of field, got the camera in portrait orientation, and I'm just trying to capture this leading line of the railway track up to this building here, and I'm playing around with having the building in focus and the track out of focus, and vice versa, the track in focus and the building in the background out of focus, and hopefully one or two of the images might be okay. And as you can see, we've now got some families coming out enjoying the snow with the kids on the sledge. Well, I'm still getting used to this Eos R and the button layout, and I've noticed this morning I keep pressing, there's an asterisk button at the back and an AF button. Now I use back button focus, so I'm always going for the AF button to get the focus, and I keep hitting by mistake this asterisk button. Now the asterisk button I've actually programmed to switch between one shot AF and AI servo. So when I go and try and frame up a shot and get my focus, I press my focus and my focus box is blue, and that's because I've actually hit the asterisk button at some point by mistake and switched it to AI servo, which is getting a little frustrating this morning, I've got to admit. Maybe something I'll have to have a look at and do something about it later on. I don't know if you can see here the bandstand in the park, which is got this railing around it at the moment. It's in the process of being renovated. It was quite dilapidated at one point, and I think there's a group called Friends of Ellington Park. They take care of a lot of the maintenance of the park and organising events and things like that. I'm not sure whether or not they'd had anything to do with getting this repaired, or whether or not it was some sort of lottery funding, which I believe the park has also won a grant for a little while back, and whether that has paid for the renovation of the bandstand, I'm not sure. But behind the bandstand there, they're in the process of building a cafeteria in the park, so there'll be a nice outdoor seating area and a cafeteria for people to come and enjoy some refreshments while they're in the park, which is a nice addition. I think that's it for this morning. Been wandering around the park for the last hour. I think I've managed to find one or two images that were okay. I've enjoyed this morning, had a good time. It's just nice to get out with the camera and in these unusual conditions. But thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you again on the next one. Cheers then.